Because when it comes to treatment plans and care plans, as Kathy just got done talking about, treatment plans is really all about the clinical side of things, what you recommend clinically for the person. Care planning has to do with actually packaging that up and presenting it to a patient and actually having them enroll and hire you. Because at the end of the day, I've often said, you could have lightning bolts flying out of your fingertips and be the best practitioner ever. It doesn't matter if people aren't listening to you, if they're not following through, if they're not following your treatment plan. It doesn't matter how good of a technician you are or doctor you are. At the end of the day, you got to have actually people following through. And that's what care planning is really all about. I also found it interesting, you did your poll and I took a quick screen capture of it. Almost half of the people on this poll right now, not surprisingly, basically said, I want more money, right? You have issues with declining revenue, or you have issues with cash flow and collections. That all implies to me you would be much happier if there was more revenue coming into practice. I could be wrong in that sentiment, but I've yet to meet a doctor who doesn't want to have more revenue coming into practice. And that's what I'm going to share with you today is how do we build the care plans so that not only are you having more success with people coming in, but it's also generating more revenue for you. And I'll say this, I'll start by saying this, besides great clinical care and executing a treatment plan, what is the most important thing? What is the most important thing required for great clinical outcomes? And I know you can't answer that live in front of me, but oftentimes I'm doing this in a live audience and everybody kind of shouts out the same thing, and that is patient compliance. Patient compliance, patients listening to you and following you, and you say to them they need to be there 3 days a week, and they show up 3 days a week. You tell them they need 8 weeks of care, and they do 8 weeks of care. That's the most important part of this, and care planning plays a critical role in how successfully that it happens. And that's why it's such an important thing. And I answer you the question, what is poor retention or poor conversion or poor care plan enrollment costing you? I think at the end of the day, it's costing you the thing that I want more money, and it's creating more stress in your life and all those things that are kind of not great feelings, as well as it's costing your patients their health and their well-being.